Hello, today I have got a short period of time to show you some of the features which are available inside Solidworks Electrical 2D and 3D. Currently we're looking at Solidworks Electrical 2D. You can see that I've got a project open over here on the left hand side in the Documents Manager, and you can see the different type of documents which are available, so cover sheets, drawing lists. We've got an overview, which is a line diagram, wiring diagram, single line diagram, however you prefer to call it, which is a summary of the overall schematic design. I've also got some power and control circuits here. I've just opened up a power circuit, and in here you can see that we've got a few circuits and symbols placed. What I'm going to do is just complete this circuit by going to our Macros tab, selecting a partial DOL or Direct Online Starter circuit and placing that down like so. You can see that all of the items are automatically numbered and they're individual entities rather than just a complete block. The first thing that we can notice is that the text on this symbol is over on the right hand side, where it's on the left hand side on all of the others. So what I'm going to do is just choose to replace that symbol, and from the symbols library I'm going to select another one where the data is justified on the left, just to clean up my design a little bit. I also need to place some power contactors in there, and if we go over to the Components tab, we can see here that we've got a relay or coil KM1, and we've got an instantaneous relay, and what we can do is just select to go to that on the other drawing, which is the control circuit, and here we can see that a couple of the contacts are already in use, but we've got a three-phase normally open power contactor which is available on this part. So switch back into the power circuit, select to insert symbol. We've got a 3-pole normally open power contactor there. I'll just place that down, form an association with the existing component KM1 like so. That then automatically cross-references to the symbol, pin numbering is adopted, and also the technical characteristics. And if we go back to the components list, we can see that that's now been added to, and we could just take a look at a preview of the coil in the other drawing, and you can see that the cross-referencing is being carried out in real time online. Okay, now we do need to place some terminals connecting to the motor, but I'd prefer to do that rather than in the schematic. I'll do that through the single line diagram. So just switching back in here, go to the line diagram tab, insert symbol, same as with a schematic drawing, place down a pump unit, associate it once again to the existing pump unit or motor on the other drawing. OK on that. You can see that the technical characteristics are picked up from the scheme drawing. Then just going to draw in a cable connecting the pump to the terminal strip, which is X1. I'm going to reserve a cable which is going to be used to form the connections between the pump and the terminal strip like so, and I can just clean up the placement of that data just by simply moving the information around, and by right clicking on this wire I can carry out detailed cabling as well. So I can specify that the motor, which you can see previewed here, I want that pin information to connect via this cable using these conductors to these three terminals like so. Close that down. Nothing much happens on the single line diagram, but if we go back into the power circuit, choose to place down a number of terminals, place them like so, associate them to the terminal strip X1, OK all terminals. You can see that the cable and conductor information is automatically adopted from the line diagram and is annotated into your schematic, and this is bi-directional, so you could make the changes in the scheme, they're updated in the line diagram, do them in the line diagram, they're updated in the scheme. So just to finish up on this drawing, we've got a potential which is continuing in another drawing. You can see that annotated here on wire number 4. I'm just going to do that for wire number 2 as well through the manage origin and destination arrows. Select to start there, continue on to drawing number 2. That updates this information, and we can easily just navigate and go to the other drawing, see that the cross-referencing has indeed been completed. And just before we carry on into the more complex design, I'd like to show you another way of displaying information relative to a symbol, and this is through the use of connection labels. And here we have a tabular connection label, which I'm just going to place down here. I'm going to form an association with the coil KM1, OK on there, and you can see that that neatly shows the technical characteristics of KM1, the pin information, so the origin information, what it's connecting to, the wire that it's connecting on, wire length if that data has been updated from Solidworks Electrical 3D, size of the wire, unit size for the wire colour indeed. So for example, we can see A1 connects to terminal X17 and the wire colour is green. We can see here A1, X17, and if we check on the wire properties here, you can see that the colour indeed is green, and if I were to change that, say, that's going to be blue now, go OK on that, you can see that that updates in real time regardless of where the connection label is within your project. Obviously I don't want this to be blue, so I'll just switch that back to green like so. And now we can just finish up here. Obviously we need these wires numbered, which I drew in the other drawing, so I'll just go to process, number wires, number all of those potentials. That of course is updated inside the power circuit. And now we can switch over to SolidWorks Electrical 3D. Here we can see the project manager. Highlighted in red is the project that we've just been working on, because it is a multi-user environment. I'm just going to choose to open that up. It's just warning me that somebody else is working on the project, but that's fine. I'll just expand on here, open up one of these assemblies. We've got an electrical assembly here, which I'm just choosing to open up now. Shut down a couple of these toolbars, and we'll soon see the components tree, which we were looking at in 2D is also available here, because there is a real-time link between the components database. So a change made in 3D is reflected in 2D, a change made in 2D is reflected in 3D. Now most of the components are placed. We can see those which are not currently placed, so everything's placed on the door. We've only got one component to place on the chassis or back plate. Just going to choose to insert that and place that down like so on the rail. And from here what we can then do is choose to wire up the cabinet itself. Now in order to do that, you just choose to route wires. I'm just going to use a 3D sketch route. OK on there, and that will analyse the from-to connection information from the 2D schematics. It will also then compare it against the position of the components within the cabinet itself and work out the optimised route to connect the devices up. And that of course will automatically reflect in the form of length information back into the 2D environment. Now in addition to this, we can also segregate and choose to route wires in a different way. You can see I've got high and low voltage wires running next to each other here, so what I'm going to choose to do is to segregate a particular wire style. I'm just going to segregate this wire style, and I'm going to exclude it from this raceway like so. Now nothing happens at the moment, but if I route wires again, delete the existing route, that will then automatically reanalyze the data and then route the wires round the other way, which is obviously not the optimal length, but it's defined based upon my requirements for this particular design. Now of course we can include photorealistic wiring as well, and as I've only got a limited time, I've already carried that out, just chosen to hide the wiring, so I'm just going to show that now. And as soon as these turn on, you can see the kind of end results that you can expect to find for the presentation of your drawings. Now, of course, any project would not be complete unless we did some reporting. This can be carried out from within 2D or 3D, depending upon your preference. What I'm going to do is just go to the project command, reports, and I'm just going to generate these reports as drawing files. OK on there. That automatically generates my drawings. You can see that they are now shown inside the project tab here, and we can preview them from within Solidworks, or if we wanted to, we could switch over to 2D and open up the drawings here and review them within this environment if we preferred. And that's a very, very quick look at SolidWorks Electrical 2D and 3D. Thank you very much for your time.